Good morning, nerds. What's up? How you doing? Did my lights just go out? Oh, there we go. It is Friday. It is the 20th day of Spooktober here in our spooky headquarters at Site B. It is cloudy and gray and weird outside. 8:10 in the morning here. How you doing on this October Friday as we go straight into the final week of Halloween build-up? It's time to sneak on over to the offices of PAIZO and look behind the shoulders of whoever that guy is, a person, and see what new is PAIZO, and most importantly, what's going on with the ORC. Let's take a look. All right, so Friday, they announced that they're bringing back the Witch class for Pathfinder 2E Remastered. Anybody remember the Witch class from Pathfinder originally? I think the whole time I played Pathfinder, I think one person tried playing a witch once. I think it was my friend Veronica. Shout out to Veronica and Jeff. And we got she played it 3 times, and we were so confused. I was like, wait, the familiar is your spell book, but how do you, and then what? So yeah, did they maybe change it? Let's hope, because the last one was pretty. Now using the same art, they've got the girl here with the fox. Let's see. They get a feat at 14th level called Patron Presence. So is this basically their take on the Warlock now? I don't know. It was a very confusing class that I don't think the game needed. Just to have an alternative caster that was more female-centric. You could just said, warlocks could be women or men. This could easily be a warlock with a 9-tailed fox, or a cleric with a 9-tailed fox, or a magic user with a 9-tailed fox. The gender of the character directly doesn't matter. So why add a third arcane spellcaster? And then the whole thing about the familiar being the spell book was just weird. And then she, after playing the witch 3 times, she's like, you know what? I'll just be a wizard with a familiar. And then we were like, fine. Okay. On Tuesday, they gave an article about how encounters work and how you should run encounters in Pathfinder or role playing in general. So if you're interested in their take on the magical, mysterious sub-dimension of gaming that is encounters, here's an article that we don't know who wrote the article, but we have the breakdown of encounters and all the different things you can do on an encounter. I still love what the guy, the Daggerheart guy, said about encounters in combat. And it's weird that nobody ever made that connection before. And that's really just it's both a really fun and exciting way to sort of look like encounters, but it also just breaks down encounters, and especially combat encounters, to just what a boring slog there really is. So if you don't remember, he said combat encounters were sort of like mini games inside a larger video game. So, you're playing the game, blah, 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 stuff. And then a fight breaks out. And the minute the fight breaks out, the whole mechanics of the universe change from just the fluidity of walking and talking and interacting in the world to the very chunky regimentness of, combat. And combat rounds is your round? No, you can't do anything. You just have to stand there like in a video game, just going did until it is your round, and then you can go whack, and then you have to wait again. So yeah, they are kind of like a video game in a video game. It's kind of weird. And it's strange that that's the first time I've ever heard it. But then, of course, he's a guy who grew up in the video game age. When we were playing games of D&D in the 80s and combat broke out, nobody ever made the connection because that didn't exist. All right. Yesterday, they gave us a look at what the pricing is going to be going forward. So quests and scenarios PDF on the various websites will be going up $1. Other PDFs are probably going to go up $1. Maps are going up $1. Flip mats are going up $5. Small adventures are going up $3. The pocket books, I love the pocket books, will range from $27 to $35. That's reasonable. Book prices for normal books, 128 pages, $45. 192 pages, $60. 256 pages, $70. huge books, $80. And then the super special deluxe edition, $20 extra. So $45 for a core rule book. That's reasonable. And they're saying that all the core rule books are going to stick at $60 through at least the first printing. Then, of course, you'll have the pocket books, which will be cheaper. So it looks like just hang out and wait for the pocket books than the core. And you're really going to pay $60 for Pathfinder 2 Remastered Core. And they're already announced Player Core 2. You haven't even got Player Core 1 out, and you're already announcing that they're doing Player Core 2. And then here's the thing about, oh, we're changing to use different paper, and we're trying to be more ecologically focused and save trees, which means we're going to use recycled paper, and we're going to be more and more digital as this time progresses because it's just, more cost effective. And they're talking about how they're going to change out shipping supplies and stuff like that to all being more recycled and more environmentally friendly. So we talked about this yesterday. This is what every company is going to be doing. Physical product prices are going to go up because it's just harder to get them out there. Digital prices are going to remain pretty much consistent, and it's going to favor going digital. And they're going to be using, more inexpensive ways to get the physical product out there, which means there's probably going to be longer turnaround for physical products hitting the shelves because, well, it's cheaper if we take a boat than a plane, and cheaper paper. And, the quality of the books will probably be, you'll see a lot more of the smaller books. And then the super big books, like the 304-page books, will, probably be the super special stuff. That, yes, when you're paying for this one, it's worth the $80 or the $90 because you're getting so much cool stuff with it. Kind of like with the slip cases that Wizards is doing. So again, this isn't nothing special. This is what everybody's doing. We talked about this yesterday with Hasbro and Wizards and what they're doing. But here is PAIZO doing it the right way, very cleanly, concisely, and very simple terms, letting you know what the plans are and what the price breaks are going to be and how things are going to go. They're handling it the way people are supposed to handle it. In fact, every company that is doing this is handling it the way they're supposed to handle it. Wizards is the exception, and that's why Wizards gets picked on so much, especially by me, is because they're doing everything everybody else is doing. They're just doing it the most weirdest, backwards way possible, as if they're just constantly punching themselves in the face. They're just so self-destructive. It's borderline bizarre. All right, moving on. Releases, I think. So they're announcing Starfinder Enhanced, which is pointless because you're working on Starfinder 2. Why would I pick up Starfinder Enhanced now that I know Starfinder 2 is coming out? I'm not going to pick that up. We've got a new adventure path coming up called Rush Tang. We've got another new adventure coming up for the Pathfinder Adventure Path. This is Pathfinder Adventure Path 196, The Summer That Never Was, Seasons of Ghosts, Episode 1. This is another new AP. Just in time for Halloween. Not enough coffee. Coffee. Super special guide from the travel guide for the Lost Omens. Available. See, this is what we're talking about. It's not that physical products are going to go away. They'll still be making physical products. It'll just be more emphasis on these things. Yes, it's going to cost you more because it costs us more to make them, but you're going to throw in super special stuff like an alternate cover and blah, blah, blah. Now, if you want to turn back the Wayback Machine to a long time ago when comic book companies tried to do the same things with alternate covers and super special covers and chromium and alternate print, it was trying to make up for the fact that, well, we have to charge you more because it's costing us more to make comic books. So we're going to make it worth the extra money and the incentive of you charging more by, putting bells and whistles. As we know, that didn't work with comic books because most people, with rare exception, most people are like, well, I've already got Batman 157. Why do I need another copy of Batman 157 just because it's an alternate chromium super special cover? Is the story changed? Is the art changed? No. So that's kind of the same idea. But unlike comic books, by charging you more and having the super special covers, they're also going to throw in a few extra goodies to still make it feel like it's worth your while. Like, yeah, we have to charge you more because it's just, we've got to make a profit. But in exchange for charging you more, we're giving you the faux leather and the fake metallic and the little bookmark and a couple other things. So yeah, even with Pathfinder Remastered, these guides will still be viable because it's still set in the same world. Looks like we've got a new adventure for the Starfinder Society. This is Starfinder Society scenario 608, Lost Revelry. This you can play on your own, or you can play through the organized Starfinder Society play. And it looks like that man has a hammer in his chest. I guess we're supposed to sort of be a Dr. Manhattan thing here, I guess, kind of, really? Got some new Pathfinder stuff. The Island of the Vibrant Dead. This is the year of unfiltered exploration. This is the brand new, if you've never played Pathfinder before, here's some adventure paths to get you into it. Island of the Vibrant Dead is no way related to another certain island. Yes, yeah, it's basically, let's revisit zombie, pirate, dinosaur, jungle island / island of dread, but introduce it to a brand new group of people and just change a few names. Starfinder Society scenario 609, Ridge Rock Rescue. And then some new VTT stuff coming out. Looks like they have a new partner. They've partnered with a company called Sirenscape. They do sound thingies. Soundboard thingies. So if you want to put a soundboard on your whatever, and then they're like, oh, I open the door, and you press the button and it goes, eh. Or if you're me and you press the wrong button, they're like, I open the door, and you get like, I don't know, garbage disposal sound because I pressed the wrong button. So instead of adding to the spookiness, it's like, oh, I opened the door, oh man, yeah, that would never work for me. 10 a.m. today, they announced some digital adventures. So let's see what's going on with there. Looks like some Starfinder stuff. That could be Starfinder or Pathfinder. Look, with Shark Person. Doesn't really tell us about us. Just says these are the things that are being digitized. Starfinder Society scenario. We already knew that one. Yeah, so both the new Starfinder Societies and the new Pathfinder Society will all have digital counterparts for the VTT. And then, of course, you've got another stuff for the Lore Masters. The Lore Masters are the people who run the organized play. And it looks like they're doing a trivia challenge. So that'll probably be Twitch or Twitter streamed. If you want to watch Pathfinder people go play Pathfinder and do trivia. Okay, so that's everything that's been updated on the PAIZO blog. 6 Lads week. Notice what's missing. No mention of the ORC. Now, later on today, we're going to talk about the ORC because we know that at least yet another product has been released under the ORC. So people are using it, but has the copyright passed? I guess we're just assuming, yeah, it has. I mean, it's kind of hard to fail copyright, getting a copyright. You know, as long as you have, 3 points of difference? 5 points of difference now? Is it 5? It was 3 when I got mine. It might be 5 now. Yeah, I mean, as long as you pay the money and wait the time, I'm going to assume the ORC is a viable, but for some reason, they're just not letting us know or putting the little thingy out there. But yeah, there's an ORC, the second ORC product out. We're going to talk about it in a bit. Hey, we've got some people watching me. Don't you have anything better to do? All right, Mar Hockman says, Doom! I never even read a Pathfinder book. Female warlock seems to have been the entire point of the witch class. Yes, it was a female warlock, but just confusing. Hi, OGGM. Who are you and Steve? Steve and I are fine. You mean how? 4 new core for 2 core plus supplements. Yeah, I just... Pathfinder 2E Core Remastered is going to have Master Manual, Player's Handbook, DM's Guide, and then a second Player's Handbook already. Wow. That's okay. Is it picking on them if you're not actually signaling them out? I mean, I pick on them a lot. Tabletop Taproom says, sup, OG. It's a collector's edition. Comes with a collectible Beanie Baby. The resale value alone. Oh, wow. Okay. If it's got a Beanie Baby with it. I saw a Beanie Baby last night that somebody put in their Halloween graveyard because I guess the whole point was, well, I guess it's worthless because I forgot to I took the tag off. Isle of Dread. Yes, of course, it's Isle of Dread. You know, I love Isle of Dread. It's my favorite. What happened to ORC? Well, didn't Tanker just do a video on ORC? And that it's there's a supplement out with using the ORC, the Tales from the Valiant thingy. Yeah, and we can talk about that when we do the This Week in the Victims of the OGL Wars coming up in just 5 minutes. Shout out to Tabletop Taproom. If you haven't subscribed to Tom's video yet, subscribe. This guy is just a source of nonstop information and nonsense. Nope, nothing better to do. Nothing better to do than talk to me. Wow. Non-biodegradable cloth. Yeah, but if you peel off the sticker or the tag or whatever it is that made them truly valuable, then that's what was the value, right? I mean, I assume that's why the guy had it in his Halloween graveyard last night, is because he was like, well, I might as well throw this away because it's not worth anybody. Worth anything anymore. Or he just needed a baby in his graveyard and that was available. Yeah, my niece gets them all the time, but she peels the thing right off and we're always like, that's your college education. But yeah, Beanie Babies. Maybe if Wizards of the Coast threw in a free Beanie Baby with everything that is coming out next year, it'll be, cool. So I just read from one of my friends online that they were talking about how they were like, Pathfinder was the game they were going to settle on. And they just finished buying all the core books for Pathfinder 2. And they were like, this is it. I'm never going to buy any more Pathfinder stuff. And then like 8 people jumped on their post and go, they're making Pathfinder 2E remastered, right? Core. So you're going to have to rebuy them. And it's like, oh no. And all I could say is, well, if you listen to me, you would know that they were making this, and then you wouldn't have bothered buying it. It's like, they're announcing Starfinder 2, Starfinder Remastered, and it's like, why buy Starfinder Remastered Enhanced if I know you're making Starfinder 2nd Edition? You've told me you're making Starfinder 2nd Edition. Why should I buy Starfinder Super Enhanced 1st Edition now? Yes, go over to Tabletop Taproom and subscribe to Tom. Give this man some love if you haven't yet. He is the #1 source for what's going on with the Justin Lanassa thing. I don't even bother reporting on that stuff anymore because this guy is always ahead of me. So yeah, that's my recommendation for the day. And this guy too, DM Kurt. You got to support him because he needs money so he can send me more free food. So please support DM Kurt. As you know, DM Kurt features in now two Wretched products. DM Kurt is in Good Guys Never Win, the brand new adventure for Wretched Vigilantes, and he will also be showing up in Wretched Cryptids, which will be coming out later this year or sometimes next year. So there's now 2 Wretched Adventures DM Kurt shows up in. So please support him. That's it for PAIZO news. Now we'll back to our regularly scheduled nonsense. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please buy my merch using the Giant Slayer Games link down below, and stay safe out there because it's foggy and spooky.